Oh, Guy just commented that he had no idea what the rock is, so I thought it was definitely looks out of place compared to the other types of rock
zoom in now.
around.
Yeah. Scoot along the bottom.
I can put Mongo on the other side too. Scrape up against it.
All right, get after it.
This is a 2-arm job.
Looks like a brush in a dustpan.
Well, Mongo gets to do something.
Yeah.
There we go. So Mongo refers to the arm you're starting to see moving on the left-hand side. Does the other arm have a name?
The Predator.
Yeah.
Oh, the Predator.
It's
okay.
the brand or the
model name.
Model, yeah. Craft is the brand.
Okay. So the arm on the right is the Predator.
Yeah.
And Mongo is the arm on the left.
Or Mango. You like
Mango.
Mango. This is a
story
great
to that.
Oh.
This is a great use of both arms, though. We haven't seen this in a while.
If anybody ashore is a Mel Brooks fan, they'll know the Mongo reference.
Oh, yes.
Nice work.
You got some zoom? Yeah, there we go.
Yep. You? Yeah.
Al, are you saying that this arm is just a pawn in the larger world? I can't remember the exact line.
Okay.
There's also something kind of stick-like that got in there, too. Interesting.
Okay,
You can see what you see in there later, Steve.
Yeah. Do we want to put Mongo
That'll be
back
interesting.
first or come around first?
you can do Mongo. I'll work on getting around. Al, can you zoom in on Argus more?
Oh, that's a great shot.
Now if you're looking at channel 2, you can see the Predator arm coming along the right side
Ready
of Hercules.
for sample tryout?
Getting ready to put the sample in the sample tray, which we can now see in channel 3. So if you put up the quad view, you'll get a view of kind of everything that's going on right now.
Which one?
Put it back where it was.
F?
Yeah, if you can get in there. Looks good.
Well, Daniel is very happy about this sample and says thank you.
Do we just, oh yeah, hum on under.
All right. Now you can see that the boxes are getting stowed at the end of there. You see those little balls? Those are the sediment cores.
Oh, you gonna finish
use if there are deeper sediments. Sometimes we can take sediment samples.
Is that right?
But in this case, we're trying to get the animals living in the surface, so we use the scoop.
All right.
Great job, everybody. Thank you for that.
Alrighty, we got a Niskin, we got a scoop. Time to start a transect?
Oh, yep.
Oh, hello.
We got a visitor.
Oh.
Got a little
Nice.
photo bombing skate here.
May have been a rough tail. I couldn't
It looks
see
like there
it.
was some. Well, I saw some rough patches. I thought on maybe on the wings,
Yeah.
but we need a closer look.
Al, can we come wide on Argus again? Thank you.
I'm
Zoom on
off
the
comms
skate.
for just a moment. No, I guess not.
The male.
Zoom on the skate.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Right.
oh,
Whoop.
it's all messed up.
Oh. Another large crab that Erica flew. Thought it may have
What's
been.
that yellow
Can't
thing?
remember the common name.
Looks like some trash.
That is
Trash.
trash. Beautiful view.
Maybe there's some paper
So yeah, male
or
because we can see those
a flat can.
claspers that run down the length of the side of the tail, about halfway down the length.
Looks like it got into a fight with something. Almost looks like sucker marks on the front of its face.
Oh
It
yeah?
does.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
scars.
Those baby octopuses can pack a punch.
Yeah. Do they eat squid? Do skates? Or octopus?
I'm not
Interesting.
familiar with skates eating like shelled animals off the seafloor, but
Yeah.
have to look this one up.
Okay, zoom out.
So
We're interested in looking at the trash, right? Are you? Maybe. Zoom in.
quick zoom on the trash, but
Zoom in out.
that was a rough tail
Stand by for
skate.
Al.
We're owlless.
Captain Tom Leidig is on. He confirmed that that was the rough tail skate that we were checking out.
Al, can we zoom in?
Looks like a
Tube of something.
Oh, a tube. So someone was asking, I think during descent, if we see any trash in these areas. So, you know, it's not everywhere, but we do regularly see things that have either fallen maybe off of a vessel that was passing over, or may have traveled into the ocean from land, in the rivers or from the beaches, and drifted out and then slowly sunk down
Okay, zoom out.
to these much deeper depths.
And Steve, do you know what species of tube that is?
Aha.
There is something to the left there. Is that a piece of kelp? I don't think it's a line.
I don't know if we're ever going to start this transect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Watch
Okay.
Leeds have to just make the
You got the message.
decision here.
Okay, so
There we
bearing will
go.
be one.
Well, Sam, let me ask you something first.
Go ahead.
I'm not looking at the HIPAC screen, but if we could start traversing upslope a little bit, not directly up, but kind of starting to make some our way upslope to try to maybe during these transect kind of step up towards the top of the bridge.
Sure can.
We might get to some more corals and sponges. Oh, that's.
And do you want to head to the 4W waypoint, or can we bypass the waypoint to go up this slope?
Yeah, we can bypass the
Ships
waypoint.
Heading
They're
has
just
come
guides.
around, so we have a wrap in the 6-8, so I'm just going to do a spin.
Okay.
Okay. Actually,
Yeah, I think if we can. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
oh, are you looking at HIPAC now?
Let me switch over here. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah, I just want to make
don't
sure
have as many monitors as Jen does.
no worries. I just want to make sure that I'm
Unfortunately.
seeing what you're seeing.
I'm curious, Paul. Now you're doing a spin to get a wrap out of the 6-8. Does Bob have to do a spin too?
No, because there was a negative half wrap in the tether, and now there's going to be a positive half wrap in the tether.
Oh, okay.
But whenever Argus and Herc are facing the same way, there's half a wrap, so.
The ship's trying to line us up better with the current, but still struggling a little bit.
Is there
All right, Sam, I finally got it
a lot
up
of
here.
current?
Not too much. Just about a knot and a little over a knot. But it's just coming at us at a weird angle.
Can you zoom in now?
Okay, Kurt, ready on a high pack?
Yes.
This
Okay.
thing?
So yeah, we can
Oh,
maybe head over towards that
Wow.
feature to the. I guess that's the
What's that?
east southeast.
sorry
little
to
contour.
interrupt you again, but there is something interesting on the Herc cam right now.
Yep.
And that's all the lens I've got.
Okay.
Maybe a tunicate? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Doesn't look spongy.
No. Looks more like you said, tunicity. Or something like that.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Interesting one.
Oh, you didn't have the lasers on.
Well, a couple years,
Zoom
4
out
years
the
ago in
lasers.
Channel Islands, we found the mysterious purple orb. Now we have a mysterious
it's-
polka dot orb.
Yeah, probably related. What was wasn't it a snail or something?
The velatunid snail. Yeah. So there's
Purple orb?
Yep.
Larry, someone,
That's what it was. huh?
we're hearing some different suggestions of eggs. One being a kraken egg. So just keep that in mind.
Uh-oh, Mama may be
Tom,
close.
for that good suggestion.
Okay, zoom out.
Might have to do some damage control on that one.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so over to high pack.
Sure. Look.
We are.
So yeah, I think if we should.
Yeah, do you want to head to the waypoint 4W or kind of move a little bit to the northeast on the way to 4X waypoint?
Yeah, I think if we could kind of target this in between these waypoints, the steepest slope. So I guess in between here and 4X, if we can kind of try to target this where the contour lines get tighter.
Okay, great. Can you see the line that I have right now on high pack?
I do. Yep.
Does that look good for a direction?
That looks pretty good.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're kind of on a flank of this feature, and so it's going to be a little bit before we get up to some of the steeper slopes, but
Okay.
that'll get us there fastest.
Perfect. And we're looking for a 200 meter transect, correct?
Correct.
Great. And 0.3 knots?
That would be great.
Perfect. Bridge nav. Step 200 meters, bearing 130, 0.3 knots.
So I think we're gonna do it auto XY again. So.
And Bob, before you do auto XY, can we do a DVL reset?
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for it.
Done. Thanks.
Okay. So you probably want to center all up on
Yeah.
the heading, the 130.
And Steve, this is transect 2B, correct?
Right.
Argus 213. Oh, we are.
And Kurt, if you're still on high pack, I just set up a
Yep.
200 meter radius so you can see as we approach the end of that circle, will be the end of the transect.
That looks great because we may want to explore that little local high there right at the end of the watch circle there.
Perfect.
So we're ready
that'll be
for
perfect.
auto XY?
Yeah. Auto XY.
And shoreside, for your knowledge, the pilots have switched, so Paul is currently driving Hercules.
And so
Bob's on
ready for
Argus.
step?
Ship move
Yeah,
underway.
what you can do is like regulate it with the joy gain. Yeah. So if you're going too fast, just dial it down. If you're going too fast or too slow, speed it up. So we're not really moving yet. So you can just
Dial it down.
yeah. You have. So and I would. So she's only got steps at 25. I would change that to like 100.
Yeah.
Or you could just click it 8 times. That's fine.
And the ship moves for 200 meters.
And then yeah, you just gotta keep the altitude.
Okay, so we've officially started a transect.
I think they're shooting for
Correct. We
1.5
have
meters or something off the bottom.
Copy that.
Yeah, as close as comfortable.
I guess we're looking at a lot of really small stuff.
no zooms though.
Yeah, right.
This one's for you, Al.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this looks good, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're starting on this kind of sedimentary habitat with occasional boulders, blocky boulders, and some smaller cobbles. There's one of those crabs again that I can't remember. That could be a scarlet king. So, and for those that are recently joining us, these transects are meant to be conducted in a very kind of identical way as much as possible, so that we can kind of compare transects from place to place and various sites that we visit, various cruise legs, and also different cruises and different vessels. The idea is that we don't pre-select habitats. We just essentially head a specific direction for a specific distance at a a pretty consistent altitude off the seafloor, and it allows our analysts to count as many organisms, fishes, invertebrates that they can, and they can then calculate densities by having a fairly precise estimate of how far the ROVs have traveled over the seafloor, and then these the lasers help to size animals, but they also give us a good indication of the width of the field of view. So we get total transect length and average width, and then the number of organisms that we can calculate densities from.
HiPAC just crashed, so I am getting that up if you're wondering where
Sure.
it just went.
I'm gonna have to
And
come
Guy
up to clear
Cochran
that
are
boulder, right? Or I'm gonna have to come up to clear that boulder.
Well, I think you're high enough right now.
Okay.
yeah, so we're on the flank of this feature. So boulders like this and some of the larger rocks they'll erode away from larger outcrops further up the slope and essentially just roll down the hill like they
Oh,
would
there's an octopus on the
side of a
bottom of that
mountain or a
rock.
side of a
Oh,
hill.
yeah.
Can only see it in bubble cam.
Speed up a little bit.
Another one of those sea cucumbers. Either, what was either Panicia or what was the other name, Jen, that couldn't pronounce it?
Started with an L, I
right?
think. Yeah, I'm scrolling.
Latagone or something like that?
Late Magona.
Late Magona, that's it.
Okay. I was going to mention that we're, as we go along, we're not going to be zooming in on any of these interesting animals that we were just doing, because we're going to maintain, as Carl was saying, our camera at the same distance on the seafloor and move along at the same speed. But once the transect is done, we can go back into our more exploratory mode, where we're looking around, and in this case, the things we're really trying to find are some deep sea sponges and deep sea coral, as that's one of the main goals of this dive, is to characterize the area, but also try to find the deep sea corals and sponges. And if there's species on our list of ones where we still need to have a sample in hand to help to better identify it or even describe a new species, we're going to be looking to collect those. Is that a little coral going by on the right? The long stalk?
I missed that one. I was looking at the file clam, or potential file clam, there on the rock.
I'm going to make sure that my feed is also, looks like it, on, right now, if you're looking at the quad view or channel 3, you can actually see the control van on the ship, where the pilots and the navigator and the data logger and the video are all sitting, and you can see their screens as well. So I was comparing what I'm seeing to what they're seeing. It looks pretty similar. So I think I'm not too delayed in my video feed right now while I sit at home doing this.
Oh. Did you restart the computer? Update and reset. Oh, it's the Windows update thing? Oh. No, go down. Oh.
Sorry, Shoreside, we're
Yeah.
might have to go find our data engineer. Stand by.
We already have
I
the ship
understand.
move in for this transect though, right? So we should be
The
good
ship
for this
ship
one.
moves in. So if you guys are comfortable continuing, we can, or we can stop and restart.
Sam, you want me to go find Ben?
That'd be
Yeah.
great. Thanks, Al.
Sorry.
Yeah, Al's not got to, he doesn't have to zoom in or anything.
That's true.
And
What's
yeah,
that?
Sam, I leave
Zoom
it up
in.
to you. If you guys are comfortable keeping going on this transect, we're fine with that. But if you feel more comfortable stopping, that's totally fine.
No, we can keep
I
going.
think we're good.
Okay. I'll keep turning it off and turning it back on again.
Oh, what if you do a task manager and kill it?
Yeah.
Control-Alt-Delete.
Are we going old school here?
That did it. No, it's coming up on task manager to come up.
So when we started this transect, we had kind of scattered rocks, so mostly sediment. Now we're getting into more of a all rock, all kind of small to medium-sized rocks, and we see a lot of cucumbers, sea cucumbers, and brittle stars. Those are the stars with the really long arms that almost look like worms.
We're trying to bring up Task Manager to...
Here's a nice large crab. We've seen a number of these crabs along the way. Trying to pull up my animal guides here to give you a better idea on that crab, unless someone from Science Ashore is faster than me. Okay. I'm thinking that might be, well, I think it might have lithotes in its scientific name. A kind of king
For the
crab.
crab, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a Neolithotes.
Neolithotes? Okay.
Not sure the species, but
Well, the one that I see in the Sur Ridge taxonomic guide is Neolithotes yymmdd.
okay.
But it looks a little, well, some of these look the same. How the main body is a lighter shade, pink, and the legs are red. That's what the picture looks like that I'm looking at right now. But some of them, oh,
Yeah,
the
what is
fish. Who are you? Hopefully it'll turn to the left.
Like the backside of a fish?
Yeah.
Is that a
It is.
blob sculpin?
It's,
I'm used to them being a lighter color.
There's a skate, right?
I've seen those in like, yeah. Blob sculpin.
Yeah,
That was it,
blob
Jen?
sculpin?
That's what Meredith thought it was. And that's what Erica thought it was.
Okay. Yeah, it's just
Another rough tail skate.
So you can also, you can increase your velocity here. Just punch
Yeah.
that and go to 0.25 or something.
Oh, there's another one off to the right,
Yeah.
Wow.
out of view. Interesting, a couple blob sculpins.
Oh, sorry.
Gotta multitask.
Yep. Yeah, it's because I cranked up the joy gain and tried to go faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this makes counting easier, Paul. Yeah, we're getting into more crab. Thomas, that's a jokester.
Did it legit crash or did you? Oh.
A bunch of crabs.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
a lot of crabs.
Oh, there.
Crab party.
This is.
Huh.
drift kelp.
Okay. So then there's just that little cluster of the crabs, and now we're on the other side of that. There's a small stick
I'm gonna
of
bump my
something
speed,
down
Bob.
there. Is this becoming more steeply sloped, or is it just a trick of the eye?
I think we're flattening out a little bit. If you look at the HIPAC screen,
Okay.
kind of a little bit of a terrace here.
Okay.
A lot of tracks here in the sediment.
More of these crabs. King crab. Various sizes. Interspersed with some brittle stars.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if all the crabs were moving in the same direction. Earlier it seemed like most were going from right to left, but now they're just going in another direction. So
Look at them all on the side
wonder if they're all
camera. Look at
headed
all those
Oh,
crabs.
wow.
Wow.
We just missed a
in which
huge
camera?
batch with this
There's like,
transect.
there's hundreds of crabs over
what?
there.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate transect.
Yeah,
Channel 3.
yeah. They're like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'll drop a
You can
target just in case.
you can see them in Argus Cam too.
Oh
It's a
my
whole
goodness.
field of them.
Oh yeah, there's
think we'll-
thousands of crabs.
I think
Oh,
we're still
gonna
gonna
cross
pass
them.
over them.
Yeah, we're gonna cross over the line here. Yeah,
Oh wow!
we're
I
gonna go
saw
right
something
over.
like this one time when we were out with Mbari.
Wow.
I think it was over at in the Sur Ridge area,
Yeah,
and
we're gonna go right into
it was
them.
just like a huge crab
Here they
conference.
come.
Or is that rocks? This
That's
is
rocks.
Oh no!
Oh,
There
I mean,
were
we were looking
crabs,
for
right?
rocks, but yeah.
Yeah, that
No,
was
there were
crabs
crabs over
though,
there.
off to the side that we just missed.
How far
How-
till the end
How
of our
far from the
transect,
end of
Sam?
transect are we?
Yeah, I think we've got about 50 meters. I did drop a target though, so we can get back there if we want to. Yeah, give me a second here. Everything got reset. I'm just getting things back. We are, yeah, 70 meters off.
70 meters from the end?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can stop, but that would end the transect. Or we potentially go back.
Let's see if
Well, it's
anybody
only
on
70
our...
meters isn't that far.
Yeah.
There's a baby
There's another one of those octopus. Yeah.
Oh, there's another little small octopus.
Yeah. Back into the blocky, rocky habitat here.
Now, are those baby octopus or just petite octopus?
That's a good question.
I would have to
don't
look
know
up
this
the
species
typical
well enough.
size of that. Right. Well, and Erica gave us that species ID. Let me look into that for you.
Thank you. They appear to be, what, 10, 12 centimeters?
Yeah, that's a lot bigger than that 1-2 centimeter one we saw early on in the dive, or the watch, I should say.
Go. Okay.
Lots of
So there's
a couple different species of little stars. Still have those sea cucumbers, those translucent, pale sea cucumbers. Oh, that looks like a, is that a coral right there in the middle? Or nope, kind of, sorry. I have the quad view, so I'm not seeing them as large right now.
Also, I think the species of octopus that, no, hold on, let me look into this longer before I say anything. Get it right.
Paul, Tom likes this altitude. He says this is good for counting things.
What was that?
Tom Leidig on the chat is complimenting you on this altitude above the seafloor.
Sorry, one more time?
Sorry if I'm breaking up, but it's a good altitude.
Okay, thank you. There's one of the octopus. I think I'm gonna have to come up a little bit though, because this is getting a little bit steeper.
Sure, that makes sense.
But that's good. We were shooting for steeper, right? As far as going upslope.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, off to the left side we have a pycnogonid or a sea spider. You can see that briefly. We've also been told that we have been seeing some predatory tunicates going by on some of the rocks. So we talked earlier about predatory sponges, right? And that most sponges are filter feeders, so they're creating currents to bring water through their body to capture their food, but there are some of the sponges that instead are more active predators, and they use their spicules to catch the prey. Almost tunicates are also filter feeders, but there are some tunicates that are predatory and have I've only seen one kind. I don't know if there's more than one, but they kind of look more like Venus flytrap-like in how they are shaped and kind of close, have an opening that they then close over their prey. Maybe we'll see one later when we're in exploratory mode and get a closer look.
So we have another 30 or 25 meters left of this transect.
Great, thanks, Sam. Oh. Definitely getting some larger rocks here. Got the sea cucumbers and little stars and some sea stars. Another one of those clams off to the right. Bow clams. Hard to tell. Some crinoids on some of these rocks. Feather duster. Sorry, not feather duster. Feather stars.
Can you hear me now? Is that any better?
Yes. Yeah, this is a
Great.
little better. Thanks.
Got another sea spider that just passed below us there.
Amanda Khan, who's recently joined, thought that sea spider may have been feeding on a cucumber. I missed it, so.
Do you see something bright green?
I've
Is this
seen
what was going under us?
Yeah.
a few things that look like they might have been trash.
Okay. Yeah, bright green is not typical.
Just the lasers.
Oh, good point. Guess I've gotten used to those.
Nope. The fish.
What's that? Here we go. Grenadier.
Grenadier. Grenadiers are also known as rat tails.
I'm not sure why though, because I don't think their tails are very reminiscent of rats. But maybe it's their face is more rat-like, and then the way they swim, you really notice their tail. I don't know.
Yeah, their tail definitely does kind of taper. It doesn't. It's not,
Mhm.
as you said, it's not like a rat, or not exactly like a rat.
But their faces are actually kind of rat-like.
All right, shoreside, we have completed the 200-meter transect.
Do we go back to
Great.
crabs?
I don't know. It's in the kind of opposite direction of where we're supposed to be headed as far as the bedrock.
Yeah, those were interesting. We do have some folks that are interested in looking on top of this feature, Sam, as well. This kind of local high that we have here just to the east.
Just really quick, we are done with the transect, right?
Correct, we are complete.
Okay.
Good job, Paul.
Thank you.
You're still in auto XY.
Oh,
There's some type of, almost looks like it might have been, I don't know, coral or something, that a dead skeleton with lots of things on it. So Amanda Khan commented about rat tails that she learned that they're called rat tails because when they came up in trawls, the scales would get rubbed off, so they look less shiny and like long tails.
Ah, okay.
Thanks,
I
Amanda.
could see that.
So the top of this little slope is straight ahead, Herc. If you're interested in getting to that contour line shoreside.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be nice to explore that a little bit and see if there's some bedrock up there that might support some larger filter feeders.
Roger.
What's that kind of emerging off the sea floor that has the feather stars on top? Did you already look at that?
no, not yet. Just getting over there now.
It doesn't look alive, and just maybe it's an old skeleton. And there's a little snailfish, a little pinkish looking snailfish
Oh yeah.
down in the lower right. We saw something very interesting on one of the dives in Pioneer Canyon, which was a little snailfish on the leg of a tanner crab.
Okay, let's zoom
It was
in.
like it was suctioned on. It was like it was holding on. And we found some articles that some snailfish lay their eggs in the gill cavities of tanner crab. So that had us enthralled for a little while. Much smaller than this one.
Nice. All right, let's come wide and check out
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
There was an asbestos pluma just in front of it on that rock too. Small one.
Was this an old coral skeleton?
That was my guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Well,
let's
maybe
zoom
that
in.
bodes well that we're going to find some bigger corals soon.
Good shot though. It's just covered in kinds of things. Rhinoids and hydroids, brittle stars.
They're all using this to get up into the water column to make for better catching of their prey as it drifts by.
Let's get the lasers on.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, there. This is second laser. Cool. Was there anything else that we wanted to see around here?
I don't think so. Not that I saw anyway. Kurt, you have a better eye for the smaller.
It's right there in the
corals,
middle
for
of
sure.
the stock. The white.
All right, Al, let's zoom in.
Oh, is that?
Oh, just a little feather star, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
stock
Little baby crinoid?
maybe?
All the way?
So you talking to the white thing, Sam?
Okay.
Branched.
Oh,
I
there's
think that's
scallop on
probably a
there too.
hydroid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it on a brachiopod?
It does look like it, yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
All right, let's come wide. So where to?
Straight ahead is the top of the slope contour.
Yeah, and we'll want to get up there and explore the very top of that feature to see how it's kind of, with the grid resolution, it's kind of hard to tell if it's, a pinnacle or a large outcrop or what.
All right.
You do a short ship step. Bridge nav. Two 0 meters, bearing 090.
We have one of our invertebrate experts in the science chat. Hi, Amanda. And she was noticing the zonation on that stalk. As you look from the bottom, you saw more deposit feeders and predators. As you got closer to the top, you saw more of the feather stars that are the suspension feeders. So great observation. Thanks for sharing that. Is there a line or something up in the upper left?
Yeah, I think it's one of those predatory sponges.
Or a coral.
They're supposed to
Okay.
throw my sponges.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
big one.
Hey,
Are we
Sam.
in
I've never seen one that big.
Are we in a transect?
We are not. Just doing a little looking
And
around.
Sam, we actually got a request. We actually got a request to move a little, kind of change course a little bit, if that's possible.
Can we zoom in
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
a sec?
To head more on a northeast bearing. Try to get to the middle part of this, kind of contour.
Northeast. Roger.
Okay, let's come wide.
Thank you. Sorry for the adjustment.
No worries. Bridge nav.
Okay, we're good. Thank you very much, Ben.
20 meters, bearing 045.
That was one of the predatory tunicates, that stalked organism that we were just looking at. We saw one earlier in this dive, and we were able to get a sample of it so that it will go into get more characterized and help us to better understand this group of sponges called the predatory sponges.
I can't help but imagine little gangs of sponges with leather jackets.
Wait, what? Say that again,
The
Al?
predatory sponges, I see, in my imagination, I see little gangs of sponges with little leather jackets.
Ship moved underway.
That's
I'm
an
gonna have nightmares
imagination
tonight,
right
Al.
there. There's a variety of sea stars in this view right here, as well as some sea cucumbers. Another one of those little kind of white translucent balls that went by that we were thinking earlier may have been eggs of some kind.
So Bob, we're going 045 now.
Yep.
Rocks are getting more numerous as we go upslope here.
Mm-hmm. And somewhat larger, I think, in size.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sea star on top of a sea cucumber. I was trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah, I was curious too.
Riding it like it's a horse. What is the in the center there, the
Yeah,
pinkish
can you zoom in, Bob? I mean, Al?
Octopus.
fleshy? Is it another
Yeah.
octopus?
Hidden in the rocks.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's its eye. Okay. So many of them around.
You zoom in?
Very
I'm
inflated.
hoping- Trying to scare us off, maybe. The octopus that we were looking at over at Davidson Seamount often do a behavior that we learned is to try and scare us off, the ROV away. But they extend their arms out in front of them up into the water, I think, to try and look large. But maybe this one's also trying to
All right, let's come
look
wide.
larger than it is, to be scary. I think it's awfully cute. Sorry, didn't work.
And, lasers back on.
So, Kurt, I hear that you helped to, I guess, figure out where to dive here by looking at some of the maps and some habitat modeling. Is that right? Or do I have it wrong?
Yeah, that's mostly right, Jen. We the
Let's
group
zoom
of
in.
us that
Big, same
group of
way
us that got together, and like I said before, Guy Cochran provided a mosaic of the seafloor imagery, both the
Coming
the
down.
bathymetry, the kind of terrain, and then as well as the seafloor reflectivity from multi-beam sonar surveys. So it gives us the indication of how hard the seabed might be in those areas, kind of in a relative sense. So that, and kind of trying to hit steep slopes where we know that any sediment may have hopefully sloughed off and exposed the rock, so
All right, let's come wide.
corals and sponges can attach to. That's kind of some of the high value targets we're looking for this dive. So that's why we talked about kind of going more upslope to the top of this to see if we can find some of the bedrock outcrops that a lot of these smaller pieces of rocks that we saw further downslope may have come off of.
It's 17.
Okay.
It was at 14 for a second. I think the ship is heaving
True.
it.
So it seems that that's kind of similar to what we see on land often. You know, you have these kind of boulders or rock fields below the bedrock.
Yeah, I mean, Guy on our chat described it as, when earlier we were going up a talus slope. So I'm sure a lot of our listeners can relate to being in the mountains and seeing a talus slope and then a big outcrop of rock on top. So that's very similar to the feature that we're on right now.
I know these can be, the talus slopes can be challenging when you're hiking because they're moving under your feet, but here we just get to fly right over. Pretty nice. What is that on the rock down there?
Oh yeah, that.
Don't want to slow us
Kind of red.
down.
What was that?
Oh, there's something a little odd
Looks
looking
like
there.
maybe a sponge up there. White
Above
Oh.
the
sea
cucumber.
cucumber.
Right above the sea cucumber?
Yeah. Stock one up there too.
All right, let's
Like
zoom
we're
in.
starting to get into stuff.
Tunicate.
Yeah.
Nice spot though.
Yeah,
Let's take a look
that's
at
one of the
stock.
tunicates that is a
Oh.
filter feeding tunicate.
Stock tunicate? Yeah. Yeah, looks like it.
Nice.
Nice catch.
Another tunicate. This one is stock. Culeolus stock
Culeolus.
tunicate is, contributed
let's
by
come
Erica
wide.
Burton, one of our scientists ashore. So we can see there is a bit of a current here. That's why that tunicate's bent over in the breeze.
Paul, you pan left. I've got